up, everybody? It's your girl Osiris with the Cover City News, Unk Entertainment, Stones in the Color of Her blog, and your show host for 15 minutes. Guess what? I am in Mar Vista. For those of you that have never been to Mar Vista, there's a lovely park here at the Mar Vista Recreational Center, and we are live on camera with the coolest man I've yet to meet. They call him Ice because he's so damn cool, but he is our first African-American magician. That is the president of the Society of American Magicians, a post held by Houdini. Check it out. Hey Ice, what's up?
How are you doing?
I am just great. So what's going on in your world of magic and mayhem?
Well, my world is pretty crazy right now. You know, being inducted as the first African-American magician of that organization. You can imagine people want to have a little conversation with me. And so I've been traveling all across the nation doing my thing. Extensively,
huh? Now I know recently you made a tribute, or made a trip to tribute Harry Houdini. I think there's a lot of that, a lot of people went with you to New York, right? So what happened there? What does that involve when you go on something like going to the site of where Harry Houdini is buried?
Okay, in this particular situation, me as president, I brought a team with me to go down and check out Houdini's grave for the restoration. Houdini died in 1926, and so since then there's been a lot of weather, a lot of wear and tear on his gravesite. So we went down to New York, Queens, and got a first-hand look of his gravesite to see what we needed to do as an organization to preserve it back to the day of when he first passed.
Wow, so that's pretty intensive then.
Very intensive.
Now how are you able to balance being the first African-American president of the Society of American Magicians and your actual work and career as a magician?
Good question. That actually was, it took a balance, because as the Ice McDonald brand, you know, I'm just as busy and traveling all over the world. Now I have to be the ambassador and the voice for the Society of American Magicians.
Absolutely.
It's crazy because I enjoy being on stage. I love being on stage, but I love signing the autograph, taking every picture, but I'm almost like reclusive in that part of my brand. But as the Society of American Magicians president, I have to be
outgoing.
So outgoing, and so it's like trying to balance that has been a challenge, but now I think I got it down pretty good.
You must be doing a fantastic job. I know there's a lot of write-ups about all the things that you've been doing, some of your innovative ideas. What I want to now, are there any physical requirements? I know that your father led you into the magic box around the tender age of 10. And so what has it been like probably being a square kind of guy at that time, you know, like not interested in the normal things that kids are interested in at 10 years old? What was it like growing into yourself as Ice?
Wow, that is a good question. What happened, to give you a little background, my father gave me a magic kit when I was 10 years old. But this particular magic kit was a second-hand magic kit. We didn't have a lot of money, so we had to make do. And it had some of the pieces missing. So basically I learned how to do the magic that was in the box based on my imagination. So it kind of gave me that push as far as I had something in me that can develop something out of nothing almost. As far as the direction of being a magician or entertainer, yeah, I would say I'm an undercover nerd.
Best kind.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know because of the way I handle myself, but yeah, I'm from the nerd nation. And I cover it pretty good, I believe, but I think having that dedication and you know, I went outside, played the kickball and the sports and ran track, but inside I was that little meticulous guy who utilized his imagination, and so that grew into who I am now. Which
wow.
I'm pleased to say one of the most celebrated magicians.
That's right. We love you. I'm so happy it's such an opportunity for us to be talking with you. Another question. Now, I know you were a nerd, from one nerd to another. What has it been like being celebrated and being within your family of people?
Celebrated? Being in my family of people, my immediate family.
Like being a magician in your family, and you know, what has that? How has that happened?
That was interesting in itself because my father is a minister, was a pastor of a church.
Wow.
So, as you know, sometime in the Christian church kind of thing, there is somewhat of a thought process that the magical arts is dark, or is kind of like the dark art. And it's funny. And
also due to how TV has portrayed the occult and all of that.
But you know, what I say as being a Christian, God is the big God. So I believe that He would have a light in every dark place. I say that. So for those who think that this art is dark, I say that I'm the light in that dark space. And but it was interesting because my father, you know, although I got the magic kit, you know, they were kind of thinking it was a phase in the beginning. It was, he'd get over it, and so they didn't really take it serious. Now, when I'm starting to get a name and everything is going,
now they're seeing like, oh yeah, he's serious.
Like, he's serious. And
it's like what? How many years later?
Yeah, and it's almost like, oh, what are you doing there? So it's it turned out to be a pretty good.
Pretty good match for you. Match for you to do. Now, did you forfeit any of your, how did you actually train? I mean, some kind of way you had to polish up your natural skills in order to deliver the kind of magic that makes you a professional magician. What was the process like in building into a person that, you know, that has a career in magic?
You know, it's funny because I'm still trying to figure that part out. Well, because in this whole magic career that I've developed, I've had no mentors.
Oh wow! So you're self-trained.
Self-trained, God-giving.
But who did you study? Is Houdini one of your guys?
I didn't. What happened was I remember watching television in the early 70s, about 70, 71, and I saw this couple. Goldfinger and Dove. I was like, wow, we have a African-American couple here on television, and so I'm seeing that there is someone that looks like me.
What is it called?
His name was Goldfinger and Dove.
G-O-L-F-I-N-G?
Yeah, it's Goldfinger.
And a Goldfinger.
Goldfinger
and Dove. D-O-V-E. Wow, who knew that?
They were a magic couple.
Wow.
And so they were out there, and I saw this black couple on television. I'm going, okay, so there can be an African American on TV. You see what I'm saying?
I do. And you're so handsome. Most people associate me, most musicians look pretty decent, you know. Yeah. And I know that entertaining as a magician, part of it is an image that you have to have. You're this, you know, I noticed in some of your costuming on some of your videos that I've seen your performances, you have this very dramatic, I know, yes. And you go with the purple, you know, and it looks very, very, a lot of fun. So what would your advice be to, I would say, to people that in other cultures, was it hard to break into being a magician? And not only the magician, what's the work like? Do you work a lot? Is it seasonal? What happens?
Well, all in everything, you must understand there is a dedication, and you have to actually train. You have to actually be dedicated. I say dedication more. I think the thing that I would tell people is you can't give up. There is a balance of creativity, but there is a rehearsal time. There is a lag time as far as figuring out what you want to do, what genre of magic you want to do. There is no magic bullet. There is you have to be that guy, sleight of hand. You have to work on it. You have to work with the live animals. You have to work with the illusions. So it's not a thing that everybody can just jump into. You know, some people can just sing because they open their mouth.
It's a natural gift.
And they can sing.
Absolutely.
Magic, I say to have it, that quality it, that people go, you know, they have it. That it is born.
A little bit of a lot of natural talent, and then adding it on.
And then you have to mature that
yes,
it.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
To have that it and don't do anything, you end up being a garage magician. Because basically you have to hone those skills, and you have to actually, that it thing, that very it thing, you have to water it and
nurture it. And nurture it so it can develop. Now, speaking of that it thing, you got that it thing. How do magicians get dates? I mean, do women think, I always wanted to ask this question, do women think that you're a natural liar? Or they can't trust what you say because you do magic?
You mean dates?
Somebody asked me, yeah, dating. Someone asked me saying, oh, well, if they're a magician, that just means they must be really able to lie and deceive. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, magic is a visual art.
Yes.
Okay, so to say that we're natural liars, I would have to come up and tell you that I'm somebody that I'm not, or that's a verbal thing. My thing, when I was out in the dating world, I basically would speak to them and let them know what I was doing. But see, if I walk up to someone, back in the day, if they were smoking a cigarette or had a handkerchief and I rose, or white rose, or give them something, do something magical for them, that seemed to be more intriguing to them and wanting to know more about me. We are professional deceivers in reference to visual art.
Yes,
because
that's clear.
I can take something and do something with my hand where you think you sing one thing and there's another thing going on.
That's clear, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I
It's
do.
a very clear line between being a liar and someone who makes you see magic and believe in the illusion.
That can create illusion. Actually, everything in our world is an illusion.
If you really look at it.
If you really look at it. I know TV is one of the biggest illusions I've ever seen. But anyway, we're right at the end of our interview. Thank you so much. What I want to ask you is give us your hashtag if you got Twitter. We want your Facebook. We want to know where we can go and see more of your magic. I'm going to say that this guy, his name is Kenrick McDonald. That's what he was born as. That's why they call him Ice, because with a cool name like Kendrick and McDonald, you know, he came up with the name Ice. If you want to check him out, you can go on YouTube. I know he has quite a bit of footage there. You can see him in Las Vegas. You're going to be doing some dates where?
I will be doing some dates in Ashland. I will be doing some dates in Las Vegas. I am actually headed to Chicago, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and then I'm coming back. Just hit me, Ice McDonald, at Ice McDonald, ice.mcdonald.net. And hashtag IceStorm EG as an entertainment group. And for the Society of American Magicians, you can go president@magicsam.com or ice@magicsam.com.
That's right. You got it, people. You got the stats. This is the man that creates the visual art with the power of magic and illusion. He is Ice, and he's very, very cool. Thank you so much. And that's our wrap.